Welcome to our hormone balance class. I'm so happy to have you joining me today. And if we haven't met, my name is Andrea Dowie, and I love helping people find natural solutions to improve their health. Today, we'll be discussing stress, different hormones, and many options or solutions, including diet, what you eat, and supplements. I'm excited to share what I've learned that's changed my family's life, and hopefully you'll get some tips that will help with yours. So if you have questions at all, you can actually post them below, and I can answer those, or you can feel free to email me as well, and we'll move on. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been actually helping people in the more natural, healthy living realm professionally for over about 7 years. And this includes my own family. So I have 4 kids and 3 of them are girls. I am so grateful to have this knowledge. I'm passionate about helping you find the answers with a more natural approach. And so over those years, I've been able to help many people get relief, especially those that were at the end of their rope. They had seen tons of doctors, had so many not so good experiences, and they've tried a few of these things and have had their life changed. So I hope you find some answers for yourself that you're looking for as well. So let's start by discussing a few important hormones and their functions. So you're walking through the park and you see an alligator swimming towards the shore. What happens? Right? That flight mode, right? So when your brain senses danger, the section responsible for emotional processing, the amygdala, signals the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus activates the sympathetic nervous system and in turn, the fight or flight response. This process leads to a chemical cascade releasing the stress hormone cortisol and neurotransmitters norepinephrine and epinephrine. There are 2 parts to the stress response: turning it on, and turning it off. When danger is no longer perceived, the parasympathetic nervous system initiates the relaxation response and brings the hormonal balance back to normal. Now, although there are other hormones at play, cortisol is the primary stress hormone. It's vital for our survival and is made from cholesterol in the adrenal glands. The benefits of cortisol include increasing your blood sugar from glycogen stores in your liver to fuel your brain and muscles. It increases your protein, fat, and carbohydrate metabolism, regulates your fluid and electrolyte balance to help you maintain a normal blood pressure, helps regulate the effects on and the responses to the stress of your hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and other areas of your brain, and it helps regulate adrenaline production. Prolonged stress or high levels of cortisol lead to many negative health effects. Some include high blood pressure, high blood sugar, increased risks of diabetes, increase in abdominal fat, increased risk for heart disease, hypothyroidism from decreased thyroid function, slower wound healing, susceptibility to infections, and hormone imbalance. Now, neurotransmitters are chemical messengers which translate various functions within the body, such as heart rate. Many neurotransmitters are synthesized from amino acids, which are readily available from our diet. When not balanced properly, however, negative health conditions can occur. A number of neurotransmitters can also act in the body as hormones. However, they're quite different. Neurotransmitters belong to the nervous system and are produced by neurons and send signals through the synaptic connections, whereas hormones belong to the endocrine system and are produced by endocrine glands and deliver signals through blood. Despite their differences, it's important to note that the level and balance of hormones are influenced by neurotransmitters. For this discussion, we are focused on the following neurotransmitters: epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. Now, epinephrine and norepinephrine are 2 neurotransmitters that also serve as hormones. Their hormonal function stimulates the central nervous system. Epinephrine communicates with receptors in the heart, lungs, and arteries, while norepinephrine can only communicate with arterial receptors. Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, and norepinephrine both influence the body by increasing blood sugar levels, increasing heart rate, and increasing contractility, which is how hard the heart actually squeezes. Additionally, epinephrine allows relaxation of smooth muscle in the airways to improve breathing, while norepinephrine can cause blood vessels to narrow, which increases blood pressure. Chronic stress can result in levels being either deficient or too high of either of these neurotransmitters, both of which are negative for overall health. Deficiency can contribute to anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, hypoglycemia, migraine headaches, restless leg syndrome, and sleep disorders. Excess levels can contribute to high blood pressure, anxiety, excessive sweating, heart palpitations, and headaches. Now, dopamine and serotonin are powerful neurotransmitters that influence both mood regulation and concentration. Whether levels are low or high, the effects can be detrimental to one's health. Dopamine is responsible for pleasure and satisfaction. Lack of dopamine is associated with lack of motivation, low energy, and poor digestion. When triggered by the stress response, however, dopamine can help you perceive and process the threat, figure out the appropriate response, avoid an unpleasant situation, learn and remember to avoid the particular stress event, and then redirect blood flow by dilating blood vessels in certain tissues by inhibiting non-adrenaline release in those tissues. Unlike the dopamine, serotonin does not have the stimulatory effects in the brain. Instead, it's responsible for calming and evoking positive moods. Serotonin helps regulate appetite, sleep cycle, and suppresses pain. It makes sense that deficiency is most clearly linked to depression. The body responds to stress dependent on the type amount presented by releasing the appropriate amount of stress-fighting chemicals. Stress can be physiological, physical, or psychological. The origin may be internal or external, and its manifestations can either be mild, severe, or anything in between. Stress hormones are protective during stress as they act to maintain vital systems by increasing blood, oxygen, and sugar to best prepare and cope with impending stress. However, adverse reactions can occur when stress triggers a high level of response. This is seen most during times of chronic stress when the hormones don't have time to properly rebalance, leading to disease. The degree of hormonal response and the amount of stress hormone release depends on the following: the type, degree, and duration of the stress, how you perceive the stress, your life experiences with stress, your age and gender, how frequently stress occurs, previous experience with the stress, and the context environment of the stress. Now, the primary sex hormones include estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Cortisol blocks the secretion of the body's main fertility hormone, GnRH, which is responsible for releasing sex hormones. While this is okay during periods of acute stress, chronic stress can result in lasting effects. Both women and men may experience low libido and decreased fertility. It is clear that this can be an issue if persistent. Sex hormones control some of the most influential processes in the body, including pregnancy, puberty, regulating monthly cycles, menopause, hair growth, skin complexion, muscle density, and fat storage. These hormones can complement each other or function as opposites, which is why it's so important they are present in the right ratio. During chronic stress, your body may think it needs more cortisol. In order to make more, the body steals from your sex hormone system using progesterone to create cortisol, and this can quickly become a difficult cycle. Now, estrogen is needed in higher amounts for women, and its primary function is growth and development, but affects nearly all body systems. Estrogen deficiency can cause foggy mind, hot flashes, depression, memory lapses, headaches, dryness, irregular periods, urine leakage, sleep problems, and bone loss. Excess estrogen can cause heavy bleeding, breast tenderness, increased premenstrual symptoms, fibrocystic breast ovarian cysts, abdominal weight, anxiety, irritability, water retention, increased triglyceride levels. And in short, estrogen is one of the most important hormones for women in terms of health. Any imbalance, whether it be deficiency or excess, can cause a host of issues. Testosterone, on the other hand, is the predominant hormone in men, responsible for healthy muscle mass, stamina, energy, bone density, memory, and strength. Too much testosterone can cause aggression, depression, impotence, and excessive libido. Deficiency, however, affects more than just sexual function. Both women and men are faced with complications without an adequate supply of this hormone. Testosterone deficiency is associated with decreased sex drive, increased depression and anxiety, fatigue, inability to concentrate, a decline in memory and cognitive skills, decreased muscle mass and strength, loss of body hair, decreased bone mass that may lead to osteoporosis, an increase of abdominal and pectoral fat, and sleep issues. So hormonal imbalances can be a result of many different factors. Some of the most well-studied include undereating, Fad diets don't take into account the hormone balance, and it's frequently weight loss and weight regain is a huge factor in hormonal imbalances. Eating the wrong foods for your body. Many foods negatively impact hormone imbalance when eaten in wrong proportions. Stress, which we've already talked about, and how much that can impact hormone activity. Chronic stress is responsible for transforming hormones and creating significant imbalances. Now, toxic overload can be entered through our diets, environmental pollution, and much of the household products that we use daily. Too many toxins overburden the liver, which detracts from breaking down excess hormones. This, of course, leads to higher levels of hormones and a disruption in hormone balance. And many times those products have fake hormones in them called xenoestrogens. I'm going to be doing another video where I'm going to go into more of that and some other solutions and delve deeper into that. Now, high body fat percentage, too much body fat results in low testosterone, high estrogen ratio due to an increased enzyme in fat tissue. This is negative to both men and women, regardless of age. And then, of course, aging. Progesterone decreases faster than estrogen as women age, leading to estrogen dominance. As men age, testosterone levels decline. However, estrogen declines at a slower pace, leading to an imbalance of testosterone and estrogen. So there's two types of problems that tend to occur when hormones are out of balance: are uncomfortable symptoms that change how you think, feel, and act, and an increased risk of illness such as depression, Alzheimer's, heart disease, osteoporosis, diabetes, and certain cancers. Both outcomes can negatively affect the quality of life to varying degrees. And as we talked about, there are so many things that can come from being out of balance. All right. So we're going to talk about some nutritional ways, because food matters and what you put into your body matters in order to be able to help us to do better. So our diets are filled with foods known to impact hormone balance. Common mistakes negatively impacting hormone balance include too few fatty acids, too little fiber, too many carbohydrates, too much soy, too much alcohol, too many unhealthy fats, too much sugar, and too much processed foods. As a way to combat these common diet mishaps, include more of the following: flax seeds. This can actually help to bind to our estrogen receptors and excrete excess estrogen, but also those xenoestrogens from our body. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts contain important nutrients that prevent estrogen-related cancers and help eliminate excess estrogen to their high fiber content. Lentils, they contain zinc, which helps raise testosterone. Sweet potatoes are high in vitamin B6, which helps with liver detoxification and frees up the liver for breaking down excess hormones. This is a fraction of the yummy foods that will work in your favor for hormone balance. You can also we have some greens that doTERRA has that have a lot of these things in them in order to give you a head start every day on getting those into your body. I know everybody's busy and we're looking for simple ways to be able to do that too. So up next, I'll be explaining more about what constitutes a hormone balancing diet, along with some supplements and oils to help. So the foods that we eat regularly can either work for us or against us, as we've just discussed. So let's first talk a little bit about gut health. So overall health, as well as many diseases, has been linked to digestive health. It's been said that your digestive system is like the mama in the house, right? And if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That's kind of how that works. So research has proven that gut or digestive health equals hormonal balance and vice versa. The gut teeming with bacteria, both beneficial and problematic. This is the key is to make sure that the good outnumber the bad. And this is best done through diet. Chinese, Indian, and Japanese medical traditions have known this for thousands of years. And so now we're going to talk about how we can improve hormone balance with healthy fats, probiotics, digestive enzymes, supplements, and adaptogenic herbs. The body needs various forms of fat to create hormones. This includes short, medium, and long-chain fatty acids, saturated fat, and cholesterol. Fats are essential building blocks for hormone production. They also keep inflammation levels low and boost your metabolism and promote weight loss. Aiming for 50 to 30 grams of healthy fats daily aids in the stabilization and production of stress hormone cortisol and adrenaline. So omega-3 fatty acids are important for cell-to-cell communication in the brain, but for them to work the best, we need adequate amounts of omega-6. So there's lots of foods to avoid that are like safflower, sunflower, corn, cottonseed, canola, soybean, and peanut oil. Where healthy omega-6s are hemp seeds, is one of those. So a good source of anti-inflammatory healthy omega-3 rich fats include coconut oil, avocados, flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, grass-fed butter, and wild-caught salmon. The benefits of avocado in particular, including improving heart health, lowering inflammation, and controlling your appetite, and contributing to your daily intake of fiber and nutrients. We also have the Xe Omega complex that has your 3, 6s, and 9s. It's in the ultimate amount for your body to be able to absorb those the best as well. I know many people don't like fish or maybe avocados, and so this is a good way to supplement that. Now, probiotics are known as the beneficial bacteria found in the gut. The right balance of probiotics can improve your production and regulation of key hormones. Foods that contain healthy probiotics are kefir, bone broth, sourdough bread, low sugar kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut, natto, miso, and apple cider vinegar. Aim for at least 2 servings per day of the healthy probiotic foods. Additionally, high fiber foods such as chia seeds and flax seeds naturally feed probiotics in your system. There's also an easy to use supplement in which is PB Assist, which has both prebiotics and probiotics in them. Basically, prebiotics are on the outside so that it gets through your stomach and into your lower intestines where it's actually needed. So some things that can destruct your gut bacteria, if you have lots of issues when it comes to digestive system, bloating, gas, things like that, usually it's the your good bacteria is not as much, and we need to start to replace that. Overuse of prescription antibiotics, excessive sugar, emotional stress, medications, alcohol, lack of exercise, over sanitation, smoking, and poor sleep habits can actually cause your gut bacteria to go out of range. So PB Assist and PB Assist Junior are great to help with that. Now, the body's naturally producing enzymes to break down food are digestive enzymes. However, some people have trouble digesting things, even with the enzymes that they have, because also as we age, we don't create new enzymes and a lot of them die off. And so sometimes we need that support. So other enzymes can help your gut break down your food into smaller particles, making it easier for you to process and absorb those nutrients. So look for a supplement that contains amylase to aid in the breakdown of starch, lipase to aid in the breakdown of fat, protease to aid in the breakdown of protein. And all 3 of these and more are actually in our doTERRA Terrazyme digestive enzymes. And they are great to take on an empty stomach before you eat. Also, when you're first starting out, I always say take them before you go to bed on an empty stomach so it can clean out those things at night while you sleep as well. Now, getting all the nutrients we need through our diet alone can sometimes be challenging. Fortunately, supplementation can help, as we've talked about some different supplements that can make it a little easier for you. There's some specific ones with magnesium B and D vitamins, which is what we're missing a lot in our food, because magnesium is a micro mineral needed for numerous functions in the body. It helps to calm the nervous system, prevent the production of excess cortisol. Magnesium deficiency is on the rise due to drastic decline in food sources over the years. Reports estimate that magnesium content in vegetables has seen declines up to 80% since pre-1950 figures. And typically, grain refining processes for bread and pasta removes 80 to 95% of total magnesium. Vitamin D deficiency, you guys, is a huge thing and is on the rise. Many times if people are getting sick a lot, that's what the problem is that deficiency. It acts like a hormone inside the body and helps to keep those inflammation levels low. And it also helps to work to regulate estrogen levels in the body. Vitamin D is termed the sunshine vitamin because the body creates vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. However, people are really covering up a lot and using tons of sunblock, which means that you're not getting enough direct sun exposure, which is why supplementation is recommended as well. Those B vitamins actually play vital roles in the body because there's so many different B vitamins. There's actually 8 in total. It's recommended taking a B complex to ensure proper intake of each one. B vitamins are responsible for liver detoxification, mood elevating effects, nerve function, and maintaining estrogen balance. While it's possible for you to be getting all of the required nutrients through your diet, it is rather difficult. Ultimately, supplementation may be your best. Microplex VMZ is a vitamin mineral complex made from whole foods that gives you those vitamin Bs, the vitamin Ds, the magnesium that you need to be able to get your body to function correctly and easy to use. Now let's talk about adaptogens. Adaptogens are a unique class of healing plants that help restore imbalances and normalize physiological functions in the body. A number of these herbs have been investigated for adaptogenic properties that promote hormone balance, protect the body from a wide variety of diseases, including chronic stress-related illnesses. Some of them are ashwagandha, medicinal mushrooms, rondiola, and holy basil, which is an oil that they help with thyroid function, lowering cholesterol, reducing anxiety and depression, reduce brain cell degeneration, stabilize blood sugar and insulin levels, and support adrenal gland function. I actually use the supplement Adaptive, works very similarly to that and as an adaptogen. It has calming effects, mood boosting, tension reducing, helps with a good emotional response to everyday stressors, and promotes feeling of happiness and well-being. It balances healthy mood. And also it has GABA in it, which helps with relaxation. It's a natural comforting effect and reduces the feelings of apprehension and fear by decreasing neuronal excitability, sometimes called the brakes of the brain, because it lowers the activity of neural cells in the brain and central nervous system. It has the effect of moving the brain and the body into lower gear. By inhibiting neural activity, GABA reduces mental and physical strain. So check more into that adaptive product. It has truly been life-changing for many different families. Talking about essential oils, they offer a natural way to combat chemical-ridden conventional body care products. Harmful chemicals, including DEA, parabens, propylene glycol, and sodium laurate sulfate can disrupt hormone function and encourage imbalance, those xenoestrogens. So there's many different oils that can help, like clary sage, which helps to balance estrogen levels. Fennel can help relax the body, help with digestion and gut health, and also boost metabolism. You can actually, using doTERRA, you can take that one internally. Lavender oil helps with emotional balance and also actually naturally brings down that cortisol level. Sandalwood, if you're like me, maybe you're a high stress person and that's how you feel. So using these oils is going to help to bring that down so your cortisol level can come down. Sandalwood helps with peaceful feelings and results in reduction of stress. Thyme oil improves progesterone production and helps balance hormones naturally. You could put it in a warm bath or put a couple of drops in coconut oil and rub it onto your abdomen. And I'm going to go into another webinar that's going to delve deeper into some of the doTERRA products and supplements available. And we have a bone nutrient complex of phytoestrogen and our Clary Calm, which is a blend of oils for hormones. So many things to support your body in order to be able to help you to get those balanced out, because they can truly, be that underlying cause of many different symptoms that you have. And that's our goal, is to find out what is the underlying cause and what can we do to help you to fix it. Now, I have the references of everything that I've talked about today, the different articles where it came from. And so I can actually post those if you'd like to have those. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned a lot of useful information on the importance of hormone balance and useful tips to help you. Sharing this topic with people who are really looking for answers really makes me excited that you're here. If you have any further questions, please post or email me. I'm available and I'm here to help support you. So thank you again for joining me.